What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today it is time to look at the Super Parallel Dawn from Premium Booster 01. I've been telling you guys for a while now that as far as I am concerned, Premium Booster 01 is the best One Piece TCG set we've had. I felt very good about that prediction. I've been saying it for a while, and it's out now. It's out in the world. And nothing is making me change my mind about this. It remains one of the coolest TCG sets I've ever seen, and I really do feel very good about it being the best One Piece TCG set so far. And one of the main things about it is this Super Parallel Dawn. Now remember, there are three types of Dawn that we've actually got in this set. We've got regular Dawn, which is one per pack. We've got Parallel Dawn, which is foiled and textured, which seems to be one per box, unless you get a Super Parallel, and then Super Parallel, which seems to be one per case. So, shall we say, a bit awkward. Regular Dawn, very easy to get hold of. Super Parallel Dawn, not that easy to get hold of. So the question becomes, which are the most expensive, the most sought after, the hardest to get? Well, I'm going to start off with the final one. We're not doing all 30, that'll take too long. Most of them. The average here is around about 8,000 yen-ish. Most of the ones I'm not giving you on this list are around 8,000 yen. Some go down to 6, some go up to 10, but around 8 is about the average for the ones that are not on this list. However, the very cheapest one, it's actually Iceberg. Which is weird, because I think Iceberg's one of the best ones. I love the Iceberg Dawn. But I do understand that Iceberg came out a while ago, went away, hasn't really ever been a competitive deck. And look, I know there's a whole Discord of players dedicated to trying to make Iceberg a good deck, and I wish them great luck. But I do think it's fair to say that Iceberg has not proven to be a particularly good deck. I am sorry. Now, hopefully here, we've got good, clear images of all of the Dawn. If there are any missing, I'll have to use the best image I've got. Most of them have been sent out on the official Twitter so we can have a good old look. Fingers crossed we've got them all. So, with that borne in mind then, there are a bunch that just missed, which I think are worth pointing out. So we've got Gecko Moria, Charlotte Katakuri, and Kaido, all of which are coming in at 13,000 yen. Obviously, this is new. The set's only just come out. This is a rough approximation and nothing more. Prices will change. But that's still like $85. $85. Now, bearing in mind the boxes are retailing for less than half that, I'm going to show you 4 honorable mentions and 10 on this list, all of which are $85 or more. That is very, very, very relevant. Gecko Moria, very good playable deck right now, makes perfect sense. Charlotte Katakuri, very good playable deck right now, makes perfect sense. Kaido, not actually a particularly good playable deck right now, I'm gonna be honest with you, but still a very cool, one of the most popular characters in One Piece. And then there is actually Nefertari Vivi on here as well. I can only put 3 on the screen initially, but there are all 4 of them. Nefertari Vivi, this is one that I really want. I love this Dawn, love the character. Really want the leader to be good. Hasn't been good, but I hope one day soon it will be. So starting off the top 10 list proper then, in at number 10, we've got Charlotte Linlin. Now, this is, not all of these are going to make perfect sense, right? There's different things going on. 15,000 yen, I should say, for Charlotte Linlin, which puts us at $98. Yes, all of the top 10 are about $100 or more, bearing in mind the boxes retail for $36, but then again, these aren't one per box, they're one per case, which I think does help to explain it. Charlotte Linlin, 15,000 yen. Although the leader Linlin hasn't been particularly good, there is an element here of popular character, and the art on this one is particularly lovely, so I think it's easy to forgive. In at number 9, also at 15,000 yen, so yes, these could change very quickly, we've got Sabo. Now, again, I think it's fair to say Sabo, not a particularly good leader. And look, I pulled the manga head of this from OP05, right? I want this to be a good leader, but the fact remains it's not proven to be a particularly good leader. I am sorry. But it's still Sabo. It's still one of the three brothers. And I do think we are going to see, as time goes by, just the three brothers naturally tend to rise to the top with stuff like this. So you know what? Yeah, I do think it's fair to assume that this is probably the reason for it. In at number 8 at 18,000 yen, we've got Rebecca. This is another one of the ones that I really want here. 18,000 yen, I should say, is $117. And I like Rebecca. I like the leader. Now, it was great in OP04. It's not been particularly great since then, I grant you. But it's a cool leader. It's lovely artwork. The Dressrosa is one of the best arcs in the manga, in the anime. And I just think this is lovely, honestly. I'm a big fan of this. Really like the artwork. Really want the Don here. And although I understand not everybody is going to want this, and that's fine, I think enough people are going to want this that it's going to remain quite high. I don't think this is going anywhere anytime soon, put it that way. Also, in at 18,000 yen, I'm putting at number 7, we've got Perona, where they're tired. I've had a look at a few places and they generally tend to be slightly differentiated. Now, Perona, I've made no secret of the fact that Perona is my favourite here. Of all of the leaders in One Piece, Perona's my favourite. Of all of the alt Don in the set, this is my favourite. I want this one. This is the one I'm desperately hoping to pull. I'm going to be in Japan in 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks today, I will be in Japan. I will be running to official One Piece TCG stores. I will be buying as much of PRB-01 as they will let me. It's a bit sad this is one of the more expensive ones, though, because picking it up as a single is going to be a pain. In at number 6, at 20,000 yen, we've got Luffy. And Luffy's one of those ones where, I mean, take your pick in terms of leaders. I've put the purple one up there, but there's a billion other leaders. Luffy's going to have more leaders in the future. Luffy is Luffy. And I know that sounds reductive, and I don't care. Luffy is very, very popular. This one comes in, I should say, at 20,000 yen. So we've gone up a little bit again. We're talking, well, pretty much dead on $130. And look, Luffy is the main character from One Piece. Everybody loves Luffy. And to be fair, this actually seems a little bit underpriced to me because we know there's going to be more Luffy leaders in the future. Some of them are probably going to be pretty good. In at number 5, also at 20,000 yen, we've got Yamato. Leader-wise, look, this is one of the ones I thought was going to be amazing. I thought Yamato was going to be a great leader that was going to really impact the game. It's fair to say that has not happened. But it's still Yamato, who's a fantastically popular One Piece character, and I think that's pretty much your explanation here. And this is where we start seeing bigger jumps. Up till now, we've seen 2,000 or 3,000 yen. All the next 4 are going up by 5,000 yen each. So in at number 4, at 25,000 yen, we've got Ace. This is $163. This one, this one seems a bit too high to me. And I'm not saying Ace isn't cool, and I'm not saying Ace isn't a popular character. You know, we talked about with Sabo a minute ago. 3 brothers, yeah, makes perfect sense. I just don't think Ace is that good as a leader. And I don't think Ace is necessarily much more popular, I didn't think so anyway, than characters like Luffy and Yamato, and it just seems weird to me. This seems a bit too high for me. I'm predicting this one, I mean, they're all going to come down. They always do. But I'm predicting this one is going to come down a bit more than most. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking right now. In at number 3, we've got Trafalgar Law at 30,000 yen. 30,000 yen, like I say, we're going up 5,000 yen a time. So here we're talking $195. Which, bearing in mind, that's for 1 Super Parallel Dom. So if you want a play set of these, you're going to be setting yourself back almost $2,000. Yeah, that is, if you see somebody rocking up of a play set of their preferred alternate Super Parallel Dom, you know that they love this game. The thing is, at the moment, Trafalgar Law is like the hands-down best deck in the meta in OP08. There was another big tournament this weekend. Obviously, Law won, because Law tends to win these. it's getting a bit repetitive at this point, honestly. In OP-08, Law is the best. And look, this is the now actual best Don for the hands-down best deck in the format. So, yeah. There's your explanation, ladies and gentlemen. In at number 2, at 35,000 yen, we've got Uta. 35,000 yen, we are talking $228. And at this point, I think I need to come to terms with the fact that Uta is way more popular than I keep giving her credit for. Now, background, I love the manga. Adore the manga. Cannot get enough of the manga. Every time I wake up on a Sunday and a new issue of the manga is going up on the Shonen Jump app, because I'm a good boy and I read it properly on the Shonen Jump app, oh, it's a good Sunday. Don't really always watch all the films. Like, I've seen One Piece read, it was fine, it was alright, but it's a manga for One Piece that really gets me. So I'm not as into the films as most people. I like the films, I'm not saying I don't like the films, I'm saying I mostly like the manga, so maybe I don't get quite how popular Uta is, because the leader ain't good. I mean, to be fair, the starter deck Uta leader was good for a while, won Japan Nationals last year, but that's in the past. Uta's not that great now. So look, it's just the popularity of the character. And then in at number 1, Roanoa Zoro, 40,000 yen. We are talking $260 for one of these Don. $2,600 if you want a playset. And here, everything's coming together. Everyone loves Zoro. Zoro is amazing. My 2-year-old knows that Zoro fights with 3 swords. Because I've got a Zoro shirt, obviously. Actually, I've got more than one. And the leader, you know, look, Zoro had a leader in OP-01, and it keeps flicking around. It's not the best deck in the format right now, I'm not saying it is. It does tend to keep popping up, and Zoro's another one of those. There's gonna be more Zoro leaders in the future. So I'm just telling you, this one seems about right. I don't know if I'd have guessed Zoro at number 1. I probably would have been guessing Law or Luffy at number 1, but Zoro is there, and there is a bit of a gap. So there we go, there's your top 10 Super Parallel Don, the 4 honourable mentions, and poor old Iceberg coming in last. Iceberg is 4,000 yen, that is 10% of what we see from Roanoa Zoro, $26, and I tell you what, if I'm going around in Japan in 2 weeks' time, and I see one of these Iceberg Super Parallel Don for 20 quid, that's what it is in pounds, 20 pounds, I'm buying one. I love the Iceberg Super Parallel Don for 20 quid. Oh, I'll buy that. I will absolutely buy it. And then I'll tweet about it and you can be like, oh, he said he was going to do that. This dude's not lying. Right, that's what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about all of these. Tell me which one your favourite is. Tell me if you're going to be picking up any singles when the set comes out, or you're going to be trying your luck. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching What's He Plays.